Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered why you're still stuck, even when you have dreams burning inside you? Ryan did. He had big goals, strong passion, and real talent. But something kept him small, something he couldn't touch or name. It wasn't fear of failure. It was fear of being seen. Every day he watched others take chances, speak up, rise. And he stayed silent, not because he couldn't speak, but because he didn't believe his voice mattered. Deep down, he knew there was something powerful within him. But how do you unlock a strength you've never used? This is the story of how one moment, one choice, changed everything. Forever. Ryan was just 18 when he realized life wasn't waiting for him. He had ideas, dreams, and talent, but no voice. Every time he wanted to speak, fear blocked his throat. At school, he walked with his head down. At home, he stayed quiet even when his heart screamed. People thought he was shy, but inside, he was fighting a storm. He admired those who stood tall, who spoke with fire, but he believed he wasn't made like them. One afternoon, everything changed. His teacher called his name and asked him to present in front of the class. His chest tightened, his hands froze. That one moment would test everything he believed about himself, and what he discovered would change his life. Ryan's world was filled with quiet pain. In class, he avoided eye contact. When teachers asked questions, he looked away. At group events, he stood in the back, invisible. He wasn't shy, he was scared. Scared of being wrong, scared of being laughed at. Every time he wanted to speak, a voice in his head whispered, "Don't." That voice became louder every day. People saw him as calm, but inside, he was drowning. He dreamed of standing tall, of being heard, of making an impact, but he had no idea how. Then came the moment. His teacher gave him a chance to speak in front of everyone. His heart pounded, fear screamed, but something inside him whispered back, "Try." The morning of the presentation, Ryan couldn't breathe. His palms were wet, his chest heavy. He thought about faking illness, about disappearing, but he walked into class. When the teacher called his name, his legs shook. He stood before the class, his voice barely a whisper. For a few seconds, no one moved. Then he continued. Slowly, word by word, his voice grew steadier. Students listened. Not one person laughed. Some even nodded. When he finished, there was silence, then applause. Not the kind that shakes a room, but enough to shake something inside him. That moment didn't erase his fear, but it cracked the wall around his confidence. He walked back to his seat changed, not because he was perfect, but because he finally dared to be seen. That single act of courage lit a spark. And Ryan, for the first time, saw a different version of himself. One he wanted to become. That single moment gave Ryan something he had never felt before, hope. He didn't become confident overnight, but he started trying. The next time a group project came, he volunteered. His voice still shook, but he didn't back down. Slowly, the fear began to fade. He started asking questions in class, sharing thoughts, joining school events. People began to notice, but more importantly, he noticed himself. He realized confidence wasn't about being loud or perfect. It was about showing up. It was about choosing belief over fear. Each small win made the next one easier. He failed sometimes, stumbled often, but he didn't hide anymore. He was becoming someone new, someone who trusted his own voice. His friends started listening differently. His teachers praised him. But none of that compared to the quiet pride he felt inside. For the first time, Ryan wasn't just watching life. He was living it. And he wasn't turning back. Just when everything felt like it was falling into place, Ryan faced a test he didn't see coming. During a school competition, he stood on stage, ready to speak. But halfway through, his mind went blank. He forgot every word. The silence was painful. A few students laughed. His heart sank. That night, doubt came rushing back stronger than ever. Maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe his confidence was fake. He wanted to quit, to disappear. But something inside pushed back. Confidence, he remembered, isn't about never failing. It's about rising after you fall. The next day, he stood on that same stage, not to win, but to prove he wouldn't run. And that choice changed everything again. Ryan didn't win that day, but what he gained was more powerful than any trophy. He faced failure and still showed up. That became his true victory. From that moment, he no longer feared people's opinions. He wasn't trying to impress anyone, he was trying to stay true to himself. He started speaking more, helping others who felt the way he once did. His story inspired his classmates. He mentored younger students, not because he had all the answers, but because he finally believed in his worth. Confidence became his quiet strength. He didn't walk the loudest or shout the most, but people listened when he spoke. He applied for leadership roles, shared his story at events, and each time, he grew stronger. Ryan's transformation wasn't about becoming someone new, it was about becoming who he really was. He learned that success doesn't belong to the fearless. It belongs to those who believe in themselves, even when the world doesn't. Ryan's story proves that confidence isn't magic, it's a decision. He wasn't fearless. He was willing to stand, speak, and fall. And each time he rose again, he became stronger. He didn't wait for the world to believe in him, he believed in himself first. That belief opened doors, changed lives, and turned silence into strength. If you've ever doubted your worth, remember this. You don't need permission to rise. Confidence isn't given, it's built. And once you find it, no one can take it from you. The real you is powerful. Don't hide it. The world needs it exactly as it is.